ever since the dramatic season-ending finale in Abu Dhabi, when an 8th World Championship title slipped away from what looked like a very firm grasp, Lewis Hamilton has remained completely silent on all matters. He has made just 2 public appearances when receiving his knighthood and when returning to Mercedes base to say goodbye to his now former teammate Valtteri Bottas. Meanwhile, at the FIA, there has been a changing of the guard, with Mohammed Ben Sulayem replacing Jean Todt as the president following his maximum 3rd 4-year term. And Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff and Lewis Hamilton may get their wish ahead of the 2022 F1 season, judging by recent comments from the new FIA president. Mercedes are still attempting to move past the events from Abu Dhabi, but as of yet, we are yet to see or hear from Lewis Hamilton as speculation over his future in the sport continues. Max Verstappen won his first World Championship in contentious circumstances due to Michael Massey's decision to allow lapped cars between the 2 title contenders to unlap themselves for the final lap. There was a huge contrast of emotions in the Mercedes garage though, as Wolff soon stormed back to his offices before lodging 2 appeals to the race stewards. Both were rejected, with Verstappen eventually confirmed as the 2021 F1 World Champion. But there have been calls from Mercedes for the rules to be looked at, so a similar situation doesn't arise in the future. It's already looking likely that team principals will no longer have direct contact with race director Michael Massey from next season. Wolff accepted that he overstepped the mark on occasions in his conversations with Massey. He said, "This certainly was part of the failures this year, that under pressure from the team principals, the race director's life wasn't made easier. So we need to come back. The team principals shouldn't speak directly to the race director. It should be the sporting directors." Ben Sulayem has already looked over a bunch of footage from contentious moments over the course of last season, and the newly elected FIA president admits that rules will be changed before the start of the 2022 campaign. "I have been elected just 2 weeks ago, but I've studied all the facts. We have a dynamic sport, and the rules also have to be dynamic. Rules should always be improved, incident or uneventful. The development of motorsport is going very fast, and you have to adapt to that, but being proactive rather than reactive. Decisions will be made to move forward without pressure from anyone. But that does not mean that we're not going to analyse the rules and make the necessary improvements. The rules are written by humans, not by gods, so they have to be evolved by men as well." Mohammed Ben Sulayem has revealed that he made an attempt to communicate with Lewis Hamilton ahead of the 2022 season. However, he is still awaiting a response from Hamilton, who, along with Mercedes boss Toto Wolff, chose to snub the FIA prize-giving gala at the end of the season. "I've sent him messages," Ben Sulayem said, as the 2022 Dakar Rally began in Jeddah. "I don't think he's 100% ready to respond right now. We don't blame him. I understand his position as a driver. Obviously, he's at a different level. But there are also rules. As you read in the press, the new president is going to sanction. Of course, they, the media, spice things up a lot with what's important for others. But for me, it's not particularly related to a certain driver or a certain team. It's general. There are rules we have to respect, and we have to respect the integrity of the FIA. And I can't judge anyone until I know the exact facts. In fact, my first objective is to go through the whole Abu Dhabi file. I think, of course, by not being at the gala, it's something that Lewis and his team knew. But at the end of the day, we're human too. There was stress and pressure. Ben Sulayem is confident that all parties can move on from the events from Abu Dhabi and help set a better example in future. Personally, I'm convinced that everything will work out. You can't think about the past. There are many things to think about. We are the ones who embody the future. The fallout from the title decider in Abu Dhabi has been immense, and former Mercedes driver Nico Rosberg has claimed he felt unbelievable pain after the events at the race. "I felt pain, incredible pain. I don't have anything to do with Mercedes now, but of course it's my family from before, and an incredible pain. They were 99% sure that they were going to win the World Championship until there were 3 laps laps to go. After losing it in a fight like that where they couldn't do anything because the tyres had 50 laps on them, unbelievable pain. It's a shame it ended up like that with a bit of a strange decision by the FIA. Rosberg is a former teammate of Hamilton, with the duo racing alongside each other for 4 seasons between 2013 and 2016. And the German admits the 2021 F1 season proved to be an enthralling affair. From the very first moment, we had an amazing year of Formula One. It was great fun to watch on TV. The fight between Hamilton and Verstappen was phenomenal. They are the 2 best drivers in many years. Of course, Formula One is in a difficult situation because they fight and do everything on the limit. And the FIA also has to now calibrate and adjust. They have to do a good job in the winter to improve and make everything more square, because we have to avoid situations with doubts. The decision by Michael Masi to remove the safety car with just 1 lap remaining is one that has divided the sport. According to Alpine driver and F1 legend Fernando Alonso, Verstappen fully deserved the victory and the 2021 title, even if it wasn't completely down to his own driving. That was pure luck, we have to be honest about that. On the other hand, he was very unlucky so often this season. Now it's more balanced, so it's a little bit of justice. Alonso himself is well aware of what it feels like to win and lose championships, having himself lifted the crown in both 2005 and 2006. Now at Alpine, the Spaniard finished 8th in the season finale at the Yas Marina circuit and 10th overall in the championship. Mercedes reserve driver Stoffel Vandoorne recently talked about the sentiments inside the team after a distressing loss. Vandoorne currently competes in the Formula E Championship for the Silver Arrows, as well as serving as a test driver for the F1 team. However, Vandoorne, who's not competed in F1 since picking up 12 points for McLaren in 2018, expects Hamilton to return to the grid in 2022 and will come back even stronger, despite some fears he could retire from Formula One altogether before the new season. And the Belgian is also expecting the Briton, who snubbed the FIA's end-of-season prize-giving gala in Paris, to have the fire in his belly after such a frustrating finish to the previous season. Lewis didn't post anything on social media after the race, and I think he must have felt pretty bad that he lost this way on the last lap, when he had everything under control and didn't put a foot wrong during the race. He will definitely have a hard time accepting what happened in Abu Dhabi, but he's still so keen to push himself and do better that I'm sure he will use all these events as motivation to come back even stronger. Vandoorne believes race director Michael Masi should have allowed the extra lap in Abu Dhabi, but thinks Mercedes ultimately have themselves to blame for losing out on the title. Mercedes chief Toto Wolff clearly looked frustrated and helpless during that contentious final lap, voicing his disappointment to race director Masi. Weeks after the Abu Dhabi GP, there is still an underlying disappointment in the Mercedes camp. Stoffel Vandoorne confessed the team is still not over that loss. You can literally feel the disappointment of losing the Drivers' Championship. But that's normal. Toto is an incredible fighter and runs the sport with a lot of passion. He lives for the team, and then a defeat like Abu Dhabi, where victory slips away in this way, obviously hurts a lot. Going ahead, the 29-year-old driver also mentioned the title fight this season pushed the team to work harder than ever. Mercedes has not witnessed such fierce competition in the past few years. It was very interesting to see how the team dealt internally with the completely new situation and the competition against Red Bull Racing. They were perhaps even more motivated than in those years when they dominated, because they knew that every weekend, everything had to run perfectly. There was no room for error. The Mercedes F1 team has enjoyed an unprecedented dominance in the turbo hybrid era, winning every title but one. However, now the 2021 season is behind them, and the teams are now looking forward to the 2022 season, governed by a wholly distinct set of rules. F1 fans are expecting a shift in the dynamics on the grid next season. We can't wait to see what this will mean for next season's title race.